Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Turn 3 Racing Network. As tonight we're here at the 2007 Daytona Super Speedway for what is the final race in the first round of eliminations. We're gonna send a couple drivers home here tonight. One of those drivers could be the 04 Mark Mann, as he is in a must-win situation. We will keep a close eye on that driver. He is not the only one in that must-win situation either. Our drivers all know what is on the line here in this final race for the playoffs. We started with 13 drivers as we switch over into qualifying. But our chase started with 13 drivers, and we're gonna narrow it down to 8. So a lot of people could be calling it quits in this playoff race here tonight. Final race, as I mentioned in the opening round. Right now, the 28, Eric Conley rolling out on track. The green flag is dropped on this qualifying session. 28, no stranger to sitting on the pole position. We'll see if he can pull off another fast lap around here. Anthony English in the 40, also another driver to keep an eye on. And as this looks to be a group qualifying effort, well, that means that some strategy is going to come into play here in this qualifying session. Just under 9 minutes left to go in it. Rick Seabrand's in the 4, out on track. Trishan Walker, the only playoff contender to win a race in this opening round, the only one that is really locked in by that win. A few others very well to do in the points department. Last week, Robert Duvendak picked up the race win. But Duvendak, not a championship contender, so he pretty much stole a win from someone who needed it. He didn't really steal it. He was out front, first one across the start-finish line, but he stole an opportunity, I should say, for one of our chase drivers to try and punch their ticket in the next round. As you can see, they're all bunched together here for this qualifying session. Right now, Cody Ober in the 8, leading this group of drivers. Ober currently having the 12th best time. Ooh, it was a little bit of contact. Big time trouble in qualifying. Hunter Reynolds able to squeeze by. But again, this is qualifying. They still got a few minutes to get out there and get to working together. Here we see Mark Mann in the 04. Josh Milam in the 7. Derek Conley in the 28. Those three drivers working together here. For the moment, Rick Seabrand's in the 4, sitting on top of the speed charts. Derek Conley in 2nd. David Booth in the 77 sitting in 3rd. So again, things change very quickly. Josh Milam, Mark Mann, and Derek Conley, those three drivers all working together, able to top the 4 of Rick Seabrand's. So Rick falling to 4th place, David Booth moving to 5th. 95 of James Mayer out on track, working together with his teammate. Rick Seabrand's in the 4. Travis Elliott and the 51 and the 12 of Tristan Walker working together. Again, Tristan Walker picked up a win in our first race of this round. Advanced on in round 2 with that win. Trying to keep up with everything that is going on out there while everyone is doing this open qualifying session. Anthony English in the 40 machine. Right now he is currently in 9th place. Will Weber in the 24, he is sitting on pit road. The 62 of Les Levy out on track still. Les running a jumping bean special here tonight in that 62 machine. In honor of how bumpy this Daytona track is. Three wide for qualifying. Cody Ober in the 8, stuck to the high side. You got to be very careful not to bump anyone. Even a 0x invalidates your qualifying lap time, as the 10's going to give a shunt to the 95 here. Down the Daytona backstretch they go. This is what the racing's going to look a lot like. They all kind of fan out coming off of turn 4. Just under 3 minutes left in the qualifying session. Christian Walker in the 12 machine. He is now on top of the speed chart. Hunter Reynolds in the 26, sitting in 2nd place. Big group of drivers able to turn some very quick lap times working together. Who's the 51's going to get turned? He's going to go up the wall. He's going to collect a couple other cars. The fast laps could have been invalidated there. All right, guys, we're going to step away from the national anthem and be back here to show our starting lineup. No one go anywhere.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous flight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Turn 3 Racing Network. Thank you very much for joining us as qualifying has drawn to a close. It is now time to go through our starting lineup for tonight's event. Row number 1 will be the 12 of Tristan Walker with a fast lap of a 45.547. Hunter Reynolds in the 26, going to be starting on his outside. Row number 2 will be the 02 of David Overstreet and the 51 of Travis Elliott. Row 3 will be the 10 of Robert Duvendeck and the 4 of Rick Seabrands. Row 4 will be the 40 of Anthony English and the 84 of Aspen Belvin. Row 5 will be the 8 machine, piloted by Cody Ober, and the 62 of Les Levy. Row 6 will be the 77 of David Booth and the 28 of Derek Conley. Row number 7 will be the 7 machine of Josh Milam and the 04 of Mark Mann. Row 8 will be the 95 of James Mayer and the 24 of Will Weber. Row number 9 will be the 38 of Cody Levitt and the 35 of Doug Rice. Now, row 10 will be the 89 of Ken McCullough, and it looks like the 2 of David McCullough not answering the call for pit road. That will make our starting lineup here tonight. Christian Walker in the 12, already locked in. Walker could pick up his second win in 3 races here tonight. Points are very close throughout this entire field. In fact, there is a tie for 10th place at the moment between Derek Conley and Cody Levitt. But only 8 drivers going to advance into the next round. What 8 drivers it's going to be, it is anyone's guess. Pace car pulling off. We're getting ready to go racing. Green flag is out here at Daytona. It's the bumpy one. It's 2007. And away we go. Everyone away cleanly. Doug Rice starting from pit road. Has his car in motion, but he is going to need help from a caution. Might get it at stage 1. Stage 1 going to end on lap 25 here tonight. Stage 2 will end at lap 50. Camera seems to really be messed up right there. Hunter Reynolds in the 26 going to come around and lead the first lap of this race. The 51 machine now to his inside. Travis Elliott with some momentum down the backstretch. Through 3 and 4 they go side by side. Drivers being very cautious at the moment. The 35 of Doug Rice pulling already down onto the infield, very slow. Doug Rice in the 35 not able to get a whole lot of speed rolling. Doug Rice already back onto pit road. Field up to full speed now. Takes about a full lap to get these cars at their full potential. We go on aboard with the 12 of Tristan Walker. Right now, he is currently scored in 4th place. Holding to the inside line. Hunter Reynolds in the 26 has led for 2 laps now. The 10 of Robert Duvendak working his way in the outside lane. Duvendak and Doug Rice had an epic battle coming to the start-finish line. Race officials deemed it a clean finish. And the 10 picked up his first win of the season. Now the 51 of Travis Elliott making a move on the outside, trying to get around the 26 of Hunter Reynolds. He has him cleared, but does not drop down to the inside just yet, as Elliott going to stay on the high side with the 10 of Duvendak on his back bumper. Now the 4 Rick Seabrand's taking a peek to the inside here. Does Rick have anything? Doesn't have a whole lot of help on his back bumper just yet. But they are coming around to complete lap 5. See the 38 and the 12 falling back a little bit. They are currently running 17th and 18th spot. You have 18 cars out on the track. Doug Rice has gone behind the wall, and what could have been a start and park opportunity I said earlier in the week that this race was going to be a starting park for him, trying to salvage all the points that he can, as he is a playoff contender. See if he can have accrued enough points. Maybe some of these other drivers will fall into bad luck and the 35 can get in. It is going to take a lot of luck on the 35's part, as he is already done for the day. But he was out there. He did turn a lap. Will be credited with 19th place. 62 of Les Levy taking a peek in the middle. 51's going to drop down and abandon the 84 of Aspen Belvin. Now Belvin way up on the high side. Duvendak has the lead for the moment, but Travis Elliott in the 51 starting to show some momentum. But Duvendak going to hold the lead across the line that time. Aspen Belvin in the 84 still looking for somewhere to slide in to this group. And now Josh Milam in the 7 is going to let him in. Back to 2 wide racing we go. These drivers looking to be very patient here in these opening laps. A lot of room being given, a lot of room necessary on this old Daytona surface, as we got a few cars braking for pit road. Anthony English in the 40 overshooting his pit entry, taking a little jaunt through the grass. Duvendak in the 10, the 4 of Rick Seaburns, the 0 for Mark Mann, the 95 of James Mayer, and the 40 of Anthony English, all hitting pit road. Les Levy in the 62, leading the charge on the inside line, the 28 of Derek Conley, right there with him. So an early pit stop. 5 drivers. These drivers can make it about 18 to 20 laps on fuel. Christian Walker and Cody Levitt both able to catch back up to this lead pack. However, it looks like now the 38 lagging behind a little bit. He might be able to catch up to him if he can keep his foot planted. We go on board with the 38. Drivers that pitted early, 2 tires stopped for them. But the 40 of Anthony English spending almost an entire minute in his pit stall. He's gone 1 lap down, in danger of going 2 laps down now, as the field is very quickly closing up on him. Go on board with the 40 of Anthony English. Here comes Les Levy in the 62, leading the charge on the inside lane. English staying to the high side, right along the wall. Everyone able to get by very cleanly. Now Anthony starts the long process of trying to claw back into race contention. 2 laps down. Good news for him. He is currently the only car scored any number of laps down. Guaranteed 2 cautions in this race, as it is going to fall on lap 25 for the end of stage number 1, and then another one on lap 50. Only thing not guaranteed is Anthony English may not be the only car 1 lap down by the time we get to lap 50. Les Levy in the 62 continues to lead. The 28 of Derek Conley, the 51 of Travis Elliott, still trying to work that outside lane. Now the 24 of Will Weber is the second car in that outer lane. Will Weber sporting a new sponsor. You have some butt rash. Well, you need to check out the 24 of Will Weber. They'll sell you some butt paste. I'm going to try and say the brand name of that. It's something that really normal people can't even say. I don't know where to go with that. We move on to lap 15 of 62. About to see some more green flag pit stops. Drivers starting to get single file. Rick Seabrands in the 4, leading the charge from this other group. They have been out front, a 4-car group of this other pack. We got a few braking for pit road, including the 62 of Les Levy, as the 62 locked the brakes up, trying to get it slowed down. The next round of green flag pit stops, or next group of cars coming down pit road for this set of stops. That leaves the 28 of Derek Conley and the 26 of Hunter Reynolds, the 7 of Josh Milam, all FSR teammates. All drivers with playoff hopes. When will they come for pit road? They continue to stay out. Will Weber in the 24 leading the charge off of pit road this time. 2 tire stop for all of these drivers. As a caution flag is going to come out, it might be for the 51 of Travis Elliott. Back this up a little bit, see if maybe he spun trying to get up to speed. '51 getting off the pit road, trying to put the power down, grabs a gear, fishtails, and goes around right in front of the 02. David Overstreet. We'll take a look at this. The 51 never really got the tires underneath him. And around he goes. That will bring out the caution here tonight. So, this will be the break that Will Weber needs, as he was the first car out on track that had already made a pit stop. But it looks like the 24 Will Weber is going to come down pit road. Derek Conley headed for pit road. And at the moment, it looks like the lead will be handed over to the 62 of Les Levy. Ken McCullough leaving his pit stall. Josh Milam, Cody Ober. A lot of drivers coming down pit road. Some of them taking 4 tires, some of them taking 2. But the field has slowed. And with this slowdown, we're going to step away for just a moment. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we're going to have about a 4-lap shootout to the end of stage number 1. Les Levy in the 62 in control of this field, opting to restart on the inside line. The 84 of Aspen Belvin going to restart row 1 outside. Row 2 going to be made up of the 38 of Cody Levitt and the 02 of David Overstreet. Row 3 will be the 12 of Tristan Walker and the 89 of Ken McCullough Jr. With Les Levy continuing to ride around, can Les Levy pick up his first win of the season? It's still a long way to go, but the 62 has plans on winning. The 51 machine of Travis Elliott catching up to the back of the field. Pace car is off. Green flag is out. And here we go. 4 laps to the end of the stage. Les Levy in the 62 with a good little jump here. That opens up room for Overstreet to drop down to the bottom. 02 trying to work with his teammate. Les Levy, David Overstreet, both coming from Checkered Flag Motorsports. Aspen Belvin in the 84, a JSI Motorsports driver. Ken McCullough out there by himself from White Trash Racing. McCullough does not have any teammates to lean on, but he is not the only driver out there without any teammates. The 8 machine of Cody Ober found himself without his usual backup, his support. Alex Green in the 15 machine unable to make it here tonight. Aspen Belvin picked up his first lap lead of the race. Belvin continues to hang tough in that outside lane, running his black and white Punisher paint scheme. Josh Milam in the 7, now trying to give the 84 a shove. Will the 7 drop down to the inside lane if they can clear McCullough? But the 89 of McCullough is going to stay tough on that inner lane. Not letting that happen down the backstretch. That outside lane usually has a bit of momentum built up. They head off into turns 3 and 4. Now the inside lane starts to challenge right back. Coming to the final lap for stage number 1. Les Levy in the 62. Started this stage. Oh my goodness. This restart as the leader. Now he finds himself third car in the inside line. Josh Milam in the 7 with a bit of a momentum coming to the end of stage number 1. And across the line, Aspen Belvin trying to get there, but it looks like Josh Milam in the 7 is going to get it, but the 89 and the 7 make contact. As they cross the start-finish line, the field gets collected in this one. Heavy damage as Josh Milam came across the line to win the stage. Things went wrong after that, as the 89 and the 84 make contact. And everyone goes for a ride. Les Levy in the 62 able to get through that one unscathed. Several other cars able to get on the brakes and get it slowed down, but a lot of torn up race cars. '84 of Aspen Belvin scored in the lead as he was able to be the first one through that incident. Les Levy in the 62. slow down the front stretch here. There's a lot of cars trying to go on by. So Aspen Belvin in the 84 catches up to the pace car. So far, it looks like everyone has been able to continue under their own power. Do expect to see a lot of drivers come down pit road. Some of them probably even going to have to burn their fast repair on this one. '84 of Aspen Belvin on the pit road, along with the rest of the fields. Stage 1 going to Josh Milam in the 7. Aspen Belvin down and away. Drag race off of pit road. Hunter Reynolds second. Third will be Rick Seabrand's. Fourth, Derek Conley. And Mark Mann in the 04. Round out your top 5 to exit pit road. A lot of cars hammering out some damage though. The big old melee. They cross the start finish line for the final lap of stage 1. With the 7 of Josh Milam picking up the stage win. Let's see if we can't get a quick word in with our stage 1 winner. Josh Milam, man, you got your ears on?
I do. What's going on, guys?
Not much here tonight. That 7 machine picked up stage win number 1 here tonight. But it came at a price. Tell us a little bit about how tore up the 7 is.
Oh, I didn't bring a brand new car out here. It was done for. But it's all right to be easy on it for the rest of this race. Be cautious.
Well, the 7 picked up the stage win. Can you tell us what you saw from your perspective?
Well, coming out of 4 there, I knew Ken was going to have a major run, so I slid up the track just a hair to push him to the wall. Once we closed in on that finish line, I went back down towards that yellow line, and I think the car behind me, I'm not sure who that was, I think he might have got up into Ken a little bit, turned him, and then caused him to come down into me. So, not for sure, though. It's a racing incident.
Well, the 7 is in its backup car for the race. That does mean you're going to have to take care of it. Does that mean you're going to drop to the tail, or are you going to continue to try and run up front?
I guess we'll see how it all plays out. I really need these next stage points. I'm not in desperate need for them, so I may just hang back and race and save this car for the end game here.
All right, man. Well, congratulations on the stage win. Josh, any shout-outs, thank yous you'd like to give while you have the chance?
Definitely you guys. You guys are awesome. All the guys out here racing with me, my teammates, FSR, GOP, especially them. That's about it, guys.
All right, Josh, thank you very much for taking the time to talk to us. We know it can interrupt a train of thought or a conversation, but we appreciate it nonetheless. So Josh Milam picking up stage 1 and then promptly going towards the wall, but he did not hit the wall nearly as hard as the 89 of Ken McCullough as he went flying through the air. Looks like McCullough also has gone to a fast repair on that 89 machine. Josh Milam mentioned wasn't too desperate for points, just wanted to have a solid finish. Well, he came into tonight 4th place in the standings, only 6 points behind the race leader. 6 points behind our championship leader, the 4 machine of Rick Seabrands. The lights go out on the pace car. We're going to start stacking them up to go green flag racing here in stage number 2. Having those stage points could be beneficial here for the 7. Gives him options of trying to ride around carefully. He is not in a must-win situation like someone like Mark Mann is. Mark Mann finds himself 23 points behind Rick Seabrands, but more importantly, from the cutoff coming into tonight, gotta do my math real quick here. Mark Mann was 8 points from the cutoff, but a very light field here tonight. Doug Rice having to start in park. Scott Bellum unable to make the race. Ken McCullough, another one of those drivers that is in a must-win situation. He finds himself about 30 points off the cutoff line. Having that crash, not something the 89 wanted to see happen. Pace car is off. Aspen Belbin in the 84 gets onto the throttle, and back racing we go for stage number 2. Hunter Reynolds drag racing Aspen Belvin. Belvin now starting to eke out a little bit, but the 26 hooked up with his teammate Derek Conley in the 28. Side by side into turns 3 and 4. Field a little strung out at the moment at the tail end. Anthony English is still now 1 lap down. Was not able to get the wave around, as I believe he was caught up in that last yellow. So Anthony English still riding around in 18th place, 1 lap down. Working with the 10 of Duvendak. Ken McCullough and the 89. Right behind the 40 of Anthony English, or he was. The 89 of Ken McCullough onto pit road. This could be a terminal stop for the 89. Dashing his playoff hopes for sure. He was in a must-win situation. Very hard to make up 30 points in one race. 89 gets rolling. McCullough 20 seconds on the pit road. Aspen Belvin continues to lead. I believe the 89 might have been serving a penalty. 20 seconds seems a bit stiff of a penalty for that 89, but not sure what that was about for him to hit pit road. Hunter Reynolds in the 26, going to lead that lap from the outside lane. That is his 5th lap of the race to lead. Aspen Belvin in the 84, hanging tough on the inside. This front row has not changed since the start of stage 2. Stage 2 will end on lap 50. Field coming through the tri-oval, side by side. We got 5 cars in that outside lane. Will Weber in the 24, working the outer lane by himself here at the back of the pack. He's running door to door with the 38 of Cody Levitt. Cody in that 38 machine missing his hood, opting to not use the fast repair yet. Trying to save it for stage 3, I would imagine. The fact that he is able to keep up out there, that is good news for the 38. Do not want to lose the draft. For now, he is still with this lead pack. But it will be a struggle for that 38 if he falls to be the last car in this lead pack. '51 machine, Travis Elliott. Saw him go spinning at the end of stage 1. Josh Milam, the winner of stage 1. Already gone and burned his fast repair. Now the 84 of Aspen Belvin onto pit road, bringing a few other cars with him. Hunter Reynolds stays out though, as do most of our drivers. Aspen Belvin, Christian Walker, Cody Levitt, and Travis Elliott all onto pit road. Green flag pit stops for these drivers. Derek Conley finds himself leading the charge in the outside lane. Conley, one of the drivers beyond the cutoff coming into tonight's event, as now we have a few more drivers hit pit road. Rick Seabrand's in the 4 leading that charge. Mark Mann in the 04. Les Levy, James Mayer, Robert Duvendak, Anthony English, all on the pit road this time. So teammates Hunter Reynolds and Derek Conley running first and second, and checkered flag motorsports driver David Overstreet in third, with Cody Ober from the DEI Wannabe stable in fourth place. Rounding out your top 5 is the 77 of David Booth. They continue to cycle around out there. They got about 6 more laps of fuel in this tank. Question becomes, when do they hit pit road? Not going to stop this time. Aspen Belvin in the 84 going to 1 lap down here. Belvin with a 4-tire stop was the only driver to make a 4-tire stop of everyone that came down pit road, and that has cost him a lap for the moment. Rick Seabrand's in the 4, leading the charge of everyone that has made a pit stop. Mark Mann in the 04 on his back bumper. James Mayer right there as well. All from Alliance Motorsports. So this team working together. Could see some team play come into effect here. As Mark Mann is in a must-win situation. Rick Seabrand's in on points. James Mayer most likely getting in on points as well. So Hunter Reynolds still not coming down pit road just yet. Trying to ride this one out as long as possible. 02 Overstreet sitting in third place. Aspen Belvin in the 84, 4 fresh tires for that machine. It's making a move to the outside all by himself. Cody Ober in the 8 thought about moving up to the high lane. And now Hunter Reynolds in the 26 is going to make his break for pit road. Aspen Belvin in the 84 now left with no one to work with. With these 7 drivers hitting pit road that will complete our green flag pit stop cycle. The 4 Rick Seabrands on the backstretch. He will be at full speed. Who is he? Touches the apron there, washes up a little bit. The 04 Mark Mann going to take advantage of that. Moves down to the inside. This group of drivers trying to get up to speed, but it is going to be very close. Full head of steam comes the first group of drivers that hit pit road. As the last group of drivers merges onto the racing surface. Overstreet, first one to be swallowed up. Mark Mann in the 04 going to ride right through the middle. Rick Seabrand's in the 4, kind of all by himself on the high side. Hunter Reynolds in the 26 though. Looks like he might have just enough momentum to only lose a few spots. But with 6 laps to go here in stage number 2. Rick Seabrand's in the 4, Anthony English in the 40. English right now being scored as 1 lap down. Ken McCullough in the 89, just a little bit ahead of these guys. McCullough running all by himself. He is back on the lead lap for the moment, but he is the last car on the lead lap, and you can see this lead pack of drivers trying to swallow him up here. Maybe do it next lap. Maybe even before they get to the start-finish line. But Anthony English has the advantage of already being in line with these guys. So the battle will resume to be the first car 1 lap down. Advantage to the 40 of Anthony English. But McCullough will have every opportunity here to drop down. Join this lead pack. Got about 4 laps to find a way to get to the 40 machine and make something happen. But Rick Seabrand's in the 4, the 04 of Mark Mann. Mark Mann edging out his teammate for the moment, James Mayer in the 95. Top 3 drivers, all from Alliance Motorsports. Anthony English in that 40. Still hasn't necessarily given up on getting his lap back to Hardway. Keeps peeking out to the outside lane. So far has not pulled the trigger on committing to that outer lane. Will be 2 laps to go in this stage this time around. 51 machine, Travis Elliott trying to make some moves on the outside lane. Got some help from Overstreet in the 02. Overstreet now ducking back down behind the 10 of Duvendeck. Now to the outside he goes. And the 51 make up enough ground here with just about a lap and a half to go. As now Anthony English in the 40 moves up to the high side. Got in front of the 51. Now the 51 is going to drop down to the end or to out of that third lane. Going to try it once again. Elliott tucks back in behind English. Final lap for stage number 2. Rick Seabrand's leading it. The 04 Mark Mann on the inside line. Elliott once again peeking out. Will he have any help? Does not look like it. Derek Conley in the 28 could have gone with the 51. He drops in behind the 40 of Anthony English, closing the door for the 51 to get back in line. And now Mark Mann in the 04 has the lead, but can he hold on to it by the time they get to the start-finish line? Rick Seabrand's in the 4, losing some momentum, and Mark Mann gonna cross the line as our stage 2 winner. Anthony English in the 40 will be given the free pass. He will get back on the lead lap after spending most of this race 1 lap down. Now he begins again. He was 2 laps down at one point. So he has managed to find a way, use these stage cautions to get back to the lead lap. As the 04 Mark Mann goes to catch up to the pace car. A hard-fought stage win. Perfectly timed pit stop. These green flag pit stops are very important to get right, and Mark Mann did just that. He was able to carry the momentum he had right around the 26 of Hunter Reynolds. We'll let the 04 hit his pit stall. We'll see about getting a quick word in with him. But the field has slowed for our stage ending caution. Stage 2 went flag to flag. You have all 18 drivers still out on track. Doug Rice In 19th place was a Starting Park. Was able to get 1 lap in. I remember right, I think he said he was called out of town for work. Glad to see that Doug Rice was able to at least attempt a lap. Hopefully he would have accrued enough points, make it into the next round. We'll find out as this race plays out. Going on to pit road. Like 4 tires for the field. Mark Mann in the 04 going to win the race off pit road. Hunter Reynolds second. Rick Seabrands coming off fourth. Derek Conley, or I'm sorry, the 4 Rick Seabrands will be third. Derek Conley fourth. James Mayer coming off in 5th place. So with the field making the pit stops here, let's see if Mark Mann has anything to say about winning stage number 2 here tonight. Mark, how you feeling, bud?
I feel good after that stage win. Boy, did I need that.
Well, we're doing some math. You came into tonight just a little bit out on the cutoff, 12th in the point standings, but it looked like about 8 points overall. You have a few opportunities here. Doug Rice unable to continue. Scott Bellum unable to start. This stage win will go a long way for you, but a solid finish might just be enough too. What are your thoughts here?
You know, from the beginning of the race, it was win or go home, and thankfully I'm home. But now I just need to win.
All right, Mark. Well, that's one way to look at it. The 04 machine looking very solid here tonight. You have been out front for 8 laps. Can you continue this trend into stage 3?
I hope so. My teammates have been just spectacular out here, running really, really hard and being smart. And we're trying not to be too conservative tonight. I kind of find myself lulling into a relaxation mode on the long green flag runs, so I can't do that tonight. I've really got to stay up on the wheel and try to pull out a good finish, be there at the end, have some execute good pit stops, because tire wear is definitely a factor tonight.
All right, Mark. Well, before we let you go, any shout outs or thank yous you'd like to give for this stage 2 win?
Oh, absolutely. My teammates, I really appreciate that. Them guys helping me right there. No better teammates in the world than those guys in iRacing. I think Turn 3 Racing, you guys put on a great broadcast, and OP for all that they do, and fans and friends at home watching.
All right, Mark. Well, good job on stage 2, man. Hopefully, we'll talk to you at the end of the race. Driver is the 04 from Alliance Motorsports, Mark Mann, holding on to the lead through those pit stops. But now we begin our final stage of the night, stage 3. With that, I am going to step away for just a minute, catch my breath, and be ready to go once again. No one go anywhere. We'll be right back after this. Lights have gone out on the pace car. Our drivers making their way onto the backstretch, getting ready to kick off stage number 3. Trying to do some quick calculations here with my calculator in my head, and let me tell you, that is not going well. So we're just going to go ahead and abandon that. But Hunter Reynolds in the 26 came into tonight 6 points to the good on the cutoff. Solid run for him, might get him in. A win would guarantee it. Mark Mann also feeling the need to get a win, so a lot of drivers feeling the pressure for the race win. Stage number 3 has gone green flag once again as Mark Mann gets a good start on Hunter Reynolds. Down into turn 1 they go. Alliance Motorsports on the inside line, the first 3 cars, and then FSR making up the first 2 cars in the outside lane. So we're starting to see teammates trying to work together and stick together. Cody Ober in the 8 machine, 3rd car in the outside lane. Ober, highest running driver for the moment, not in playoff contention. Doesn't mean that Cody not out of this for the race win. I can tell you, these drivers who are not in the playoffs are still thinking about getting that win. They're not laying over and taking it easy. Robert Duvendak proved that point last week. Do want to check in on some drivers back here that have fallen back a little bit. 89 of Ken McCullough. He is 1 lap down. He is in front of the 38 of Cody Levitt. Cody right now finds himself in 15th spot. Not somewhere that 38 machine would like to be, as he came into tonight tied for 10th place with Derek Conley. 6 points behind the cutoff. Cody needs to have a good run here tonight. Ken McCullough needs a win in the 89. McCullough finding himself 1 lap down. The 24 of Will Weber and the 40 of Anthony English. Right now they're 16th and 17th. English able to get back on the lead lap. See if he can take advantage of getting back to the lead lap here. Go on board with the 40 machine. Riding around on that inside line. Field working lap 58 of 100. Meanwhile, the battle up front is between 2 sim racing drivers. Hunter Reynolds in the 26. Derek Conley in the 28. Mark Mann now finds himself 2nd car in the inside line. A little bit busier now that we've gotten into stage 3. People running a little bit closer to each other. A lot of give and take throughout the first 2 stages. Field working onto the front stretch. See, not a lot of people snaking around just yet. When they start snaking back and forth down the straightaways, they're trying to find a hole, trying to make something happen. Daytona not as wide as Talladega. 3 wide racing still possible here, but it is very tight. Coming to the finish, not unusual to see drivers try and make it 4 wide. Late racing at its best here at Daytona. Now Cody Ober in the 8, leading the charge in the outside lane. Ober gonna drop down to the inside, the 51. Travis Elliott taking over the top spot. Josh Milam in the 7, our stage 1 winner. Second car outside lane. Robert Dumendak trying to catch up to the bumper of the 7 machine. He's got the 77 of David Booth pushing him. They are closing in very quickly. Soon to be 4 cars in that outside lane. For the most part, though, a lot of drivers single file on the inside. Typically a sign that some of them want to hit pit road. Not necessarily guaranteeing that drivers are going to hit pit road this time, but when they start single file like that, start getting single file like that, you know green flag pit stops are happening soon. We are about 6 to 7 laps away from everyone needing to hit pit road to top off their tanks. Mark Mann mentioned that tires were very important here. A lot of 4 tire stops under this last caution. Probably we'll see a lot of 2 tire stops if it is a green flag pit stop cycle. Cody Ober out front, trying to lead his second lap of the race. Has a bit of a gap to the 51 now. Derek Conley pushing the 8 of Cody Ober. Conley hoping for a win. A solid points run here tonight might be able to get him in. Was trying to do math to see who would need to finish where, accounting for Doug Rice doing a starting part and Scott Bellum unable to start. Just did not have the time to do it. A busy man right now, running cameras, talking to y'all, giving you this excellent race commentary. Sorry, I threw up a little bit in my mouth there. Playoff hopes come in each year or each season at a high chance at the first race. OP Racing has 20 races on the schedule. I'm sorry, 21 races. Oh, good grief, KR. A 23 race schedule. Playoffs started, or the regular season was 17 races. 14 drivers selected. Playoffs. They got selected by either having the most points or picking up a win. Had quite a few different winners throughout the season. Very hard to be a repeat winner here in the OP Racing Super Speedway Series. Rick Sebrands, Tristan Walker, Travis Elliott, each of those guys picking up 2 wins on the season. Each of them finding themselves trying to punch their ticket into round number 2. Be one of 8 drivers. We really see now everyone getting a single file. They were last on pit road 16 laps ago. Count for the few laps of caution. Line the field up and go back green flag racing. Travis Elliott in the 51. Leading the charge. Will he break for pit road? Will it be everyone coming down pit road this time? For Rick Sebrands down below the yellow line, no one making a pit stop just yet. We might see these guys try and run this tank dry. Would be a very busy time on pit road if everyone runs this one to the end of the fuel run. If you'd like to get in on the Monday night series, OP Racing does invite drivers from their other series into the Monday night. You do have to run their other series. One is a truck, one is a K&N throwback. They also are talking about having one on Tuesday nights that follows the Cup schedule very closely. So if you'd like to get into OP Racing, just find them in the league tabs. Apply to any one of the leagues. Let them know you're interested. They will find a hole for you to get into. Do a couple races and then come join us on Monday night if you get your invite. Love to have you out here. Travis Elliott in the 51 would love to have some new blood as well. Right now, that 51 out front, clean air for him. We have a lot of drivers breaking for pit road. Almost half the field split for pit road. Cody Ober, excellent entry. Able to pass Elliott in the 51. The 10 of Robert Duvendak staying out. Mark Mann, Rick Sebrands, James Mayer, Les Levy, David Overstreet, David Booth, all staying out that time. But when they break for pit road, it really jumbles up the cars that stay out, breaks up their momentum a little bit. Could be an advantage for the drivers who hit pit road the first time. Now our second group of drivers onto pit road. Duvendak, Sebrands, slowing it down. This will complete our green flag pit stop cycle. 2 tires for everyone that has made a pit stop. The 84 of Aspen Belvin. Looks like he had to serve a penalty. Spent a lot of time on pit road, so troubles continue for Aspen Belvin. But Cody Ober leading the drivers who made a pit stop. The 38 of Cody Levitt going to make the pass there as he stays to the back bumper. Duvendak trying to get up to speed. Mark Mann in the 04 right behind him. See the first group of drivers in the background there. Now onto the backstretch. Duvendak trying to build his momentum. Mark Mann with a run on him. Mark Mann going to make a move to the outside here. Now Mark Mann drops down to the inside lane. Les Levy trying to get the momentum from the outside lane. The 51 of Elliott says, no, we're going to pass you. And Elliott to the front. So having made that first break for pit road, beneficial for him and the 38 of Cody Levitt, they now find themselves 1 and 2. Mark Mann in the 04 though, on the inside lane. He has gotten up to full speed. Les Levy in the 62 right behind him. Anthony English, Will Weber, they are working together right now. They're a little bit off this lead pack. (24 and 40) find themselves in 14th and 15th. Aspen Belvin in the 84, running with the 28 of Derek Conley. They are 16th and 17th. Both drivers spending a lot of time on pit road. That has cost them what could be a shot at winning this race. If they don't get a caution, they cannot catch up to this lead pack. They find themselves 33.5 seconds behind our race leader, Travis Elliott. Mann and Levy, Duvendak, Seabrins, first 4 cars in the inside lane. Elliott, Levitt, Ober, and Walker on the outside lane. Now the 51 Elliott moving to the inside. Drops down in front of Mark Mann. Ken McCullough in the 89, still 1 lap down. 89 running around out there, still hoping for a caution before he has to start trying to catch up to the 84 and 28. McCullough, though, riding around all by himself. Levitt in the outer lane trying to lead a lap. A little bit of a connection issue for the 38. Not something you want to have happen here when you got a draft. Breaks up the momentum in the lane that you're in. Mark Mann making a move to the outside lane now. Les Levy in the 62 closing up on Elliott. Everyone squeezing each other a little bit here. We've got about 34 laps to go in tonight's event. Means we will have to see these drivers hit pit road one more time for sure. We'll have a couple attempts at a green-white checkered should we need them. Mark Mann back to the front though as he led that last lap. Now he's going to drop down to the inside in front of Elliott. Go on board with the 24 of Will Weber as he's behind the 77 of David Booth. You see just how bumpy this track is when they go into the corner. Really upsets the car. Everyone kind of wiggling, trying to find that fine line of letting the car be free, not trying to pitch it. Don't want to get it in a bind. Don't want to abuse your tires either while you go over the bumps. But Mark Mann continuing to lead. Picked up stage 2, but he was surrounded by teammates, and right now he is not surrounded by teammates. His teammates aren't too far away from him. 62 of Les Levy from the Checkered Flag Motorsports. One down below the yellow line, a little bit of a wiggle, got it sorted before it tagged the apron into the corner. Could have been a big moment there. We stay green. Good heads up driving by everyone around. Derek Conley, Aspen Belvin in danger of going a lap down here. The field starting to close in on him. Mark Mann in the 89 just ahead of Conley and Belvin. Mark Mann wanted to win the race here tonight. Wanted to continue his playoff chances. Felt the need to lead every lap. Hard to lead every lap in the OP Racing Super Speedway Series, but he has been out front for 16 laps. When we talked to him, he said he tends to get into a comfort zone in a race. Doesn't continue to push as hard as he should. But tonight he was going all out all night long. It looks like it has been a strategy that has paid off for him. He's been running up front for a majority of this event. Four cars in the outer lane. We are looking at about 6 laps before we see what could be the final stop of the race. Cody Levitt taking a peek to the outside of Les Levy. Nothing there just yet. Les, the 62, gonna lose some ground here though. The outside lane is kind of broken up a little bit. Elliott in the 51 thinking about making a move to the outside around Mark Mann. They have separated themselves from the field here a little bit. Huvendak in the 10 machine. Rick Seabrand's in the 4. Teammates there of Mark Mann. Not sure what led to this separation that we're seeing here, as the Mark Mann, pit stops. That is what's gonna do it. Should have seen that coming. Ooh, Rick Seabrand's in the 4, hard on the brakes, saves it. The 24, Will Weber, also locking him up, turning sideways. No contact between the 4 and the 24 with anything though. They are able to continue on to pit road. That will cost Will Weber a little bit of time though. Travis Elliott in the 51 is caught up to the back bumper of the 89, the 28, and the 84. He has a huge gap back to Les Levy in the 62 though, as Elliott's going to come down pit road this time. So does the rest of the field. So Ken McCullough able to stay on one lap down. Aspen Belvin, Derek Conley holding on to their lead lap status. But Mark Mann in the 0-4 way out in front. Of his teammate Robert Duvendak, Anthony English, Rick Seabrands. Those guys all coming around now. Elliott working his way onto the backstretch. 77 of David Booth. Right there with him. This time the advantage could go to the drivers who pitted second. So Elliott and Booth running first and second now. Les Levy in the 62 sitting in third. Christian Walker fourth. Cody Levitt fifth. Levy in the 62 trying to make a move to the outside all by himself. This 3-car breakaway for the lead won't be a 3-car breakaway for too much longer. Duvendak in the 10, riding the high side here. Gonna pass for the lead. Clearing the 77 and the 51. The 62 of Les Levy, though, making his break for pit road, possibly having to serve a penalty as the Elliott's going to go around. Travis Elliott going around in the 51. Trouble in the tri-oval. James Mayer in the 95 up in smoke. Let's break this down here as we are under caution. The 51 and the 77 make contact through the tri-oval. Elliott looks like he was able to get righted, but the 95 of Mayer, heavy damage on that machine. He just had nowhere to go. At 95 though, still out there, engine heavily smoking. We'll hit pit road this time. Won't have to take a assisted ride back to the pit lane. That does save you a whole lot of time. But the 10 of Robert Duvendak had taken the lead through turns 3 and 4. Where the 51 and the 77 made contact in the tri-oval. Now the question becomes, do you pit? Do you set yourself up for what could be 2 attempts at a green-white checkered by coming down pit road? Or do you stay out there, gamble on that you'll have enough fuel to make it to the end? Now it looks like 4 cars are going to stay out. Maybe a few more. 3 cars going to hit pit road. That's the 77 of Booth, Levitt in the 38. And the 12 machine of Tristan Walker, they come down pit road. So does the 24 of Will Weber. Ken McCullough and the 89 machine. Doesn't look like he earned the pass. It has gone to the 84 of Aspen Belvin. And now Robert Duvendak in the 10, last week's race winner, looking to make it 2 in a row. Two drivers not in the chase, sitting first and second. That is the 10 of Duvendak and the 40 of Anthony English. Mark Mann in the 04. I know he would be very close on points with a second or third place finish. I've tried to do the math a few times, just don't have enough time to crank out the numbers. But the 04 having a shot at making it into the next round if he does not get a win, but he would need a first or second place finish. Maybe even third. I don't know. It'd be really close. Well, now that we have a little bit of a chance to slow down, let's see if we can't get a word in with our race leader. That is the 10 of Robert Duvendak. Robert, you got your ears on, bud?
Yes, sir, I do. How you doing, KR?
Oh, man, I'll tell you what. I'm doing just fine. We got a race on our hands here tonight. A little bit of different pit strategy for about half the field. Half you guys decided to stay out. Half of you came down pit road at Tin Machine, one of the drivers that stayed out. How confident do you feel that you have enough fuel to make it to the end of this thing?
I'm confident I have plenty to get to the end. It's the green-white checkers that got me sweating a little bit here. So we're saving as much as we can right now under caution, and see if we can conserve enough just in case that's what ends up coming down.
Well, the 10 picked up the win last week. How do you feel your chances are going 2 in a row?
I got all my teammates up here right now. Well, all of them but Jim, who's involved in that last wreck. So I feel pretty confident that I could pull off the win, or one of the 4 of us can win this tonight.
All right, Mr. Duvendak, any shout-outs or thank yous you'd like to give?
Yes, sir. Thank you for showing up again this week and broadcasting this for us, and putting that spotlight on OP. Thank you, Turn 3, and everything that you guys do for all the leagues on iRacing. And let's see if we can go out and win us another one. Hopefully with no controversy this time.
Well, good luck in that endeavor. And Mr. Duvendak, hopefully we'll talk to you here at the end of the night.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
Driver of the Tin Machine, Robert Duvendak. You heard it from him. Sweating the green-white checkers. He's got enough fuel to make it to the end. Maybe not enough fuel for all the green-white checkered attempts. He's taken the green flag with 8 laps to go in the scheduled distance. Row 1 for this restart will be Robert Duvendak and Anthony English. Row 2 will be Mark Mann and Rick Sebrands. Row 3 will be Josh Milam and Hunter Reynolds. Front row, non-chase drivers. Then you got a hungry group of chase drivers right behind them. Mark Mann battling to continue on in these playoffs. Does Mark have anything for this front row? Any tricks up his sleeve? He's going to have 8 laps Try and get it done. Here we go. Green flag flies once again. Markman wasting no time getting to the back bumper of Duvendak. Milam pushing Markman as well. Good restart. Everyone up to through the gearbox. Nobody spinning tires. Nobody getting out of shape. Anthony English in the 40. Outside lane. Rick Seaburns. Hunter Reynolds. 4 in the 26. Right on his back bumper. Now with 7 laps to go here in the final race of round 1 of eliminations in the playoffs. That camera's driving me nuts. Duvendak looking to make it 2 in a row. Markman looking to make it into the next round. Seaburns in the 4. There's quite a few points that he can lean back on. That does not change the fact that he still would like to get a win. Every single one of these drivers still thinking about a race win, as we got 6 laps to go this time around. Travis Elliott in the 51 got caught up in that last caution. Finds himself 1 lap down. He is running in 18th place. Elliott could be in danger here. As this playoff battle was very close around the cutoff line. But Elliott finds himself 29 seconds running all by himself with a torn up race car with 5 laps to go. Not the race the 51 was hoping for. Way down on speed. But Duvendak and English continue to lead from the front row. Three wide, make it 4 wide as the 51 was down on the apron. Hunter Reynolds in the 26 trying to make something happen. Cody Ober in the 8 going with him. Aspen Belvin, we got 3 wide racing as we'll have 3 laps to go this time by. Everyone crowding through the tri-oval, trying to find a way around Duvendak and English. Reynolds in the 26 giving the 40 a good shove. Reynolds not quite clear of Duvendak just yet. And now Reynolds going to drop down to the inside lane. Hunter Reynolds in the 26, leading the charge down the backstretch. Who is the 40? A little bit of a contact there. Mark Mann in the 04 is going to come up on the track. Big stack up. And the 40 goes up and over. Lands on all 4 wheels, still driving that machine. Man's still spinning. Les Levy caught up in that. That all started when they went into turn number 3. We're going to watch this on board the 62 of Les Levy. Looked like a heavy set of net code between the 04 and the 40. So the 40 and the 04 make contact, shoving the 04 down below the yellow line. Aspen Belvin going around 02. Of David Overstreet. So now the 04 Mark Mann finds himself in a tough situation. That is not what Mark Mann needed. Playoff hopes looking very dim for Mark Mann in the 04. Hunter Reynolds in the 26 had just made a move to the inside. We're now going to work our first green and white checkered attempt. Ken McCullough in the 89 and get his lap back. Be back on the lead lap. First time in a long time. That is a driver that can make a lot of things happen in a green-white checkered attempt. So the 04 Mark Mann already been on and off pit road, had a fast repair that he was able to use. That came in handy for him. But he finds himself fired deep in the pack. '77 of David Booth has gone behind the wall. Looks like David Booth's night is done in the 77 machine. As good news for Travis Elliott, heavily torn up 51 machine. Able to gain a spot. David Booth's unfortunate early exit. Aspen Belvin in the 84, he is heavily torn up. Sitting on pit road, could be a while before he gets rolling. But right now, Travis Elliott in the 51 scored up behind the 84 of Aspen Belvin. So if Aspen can't get back out there, that is another spot for Elliott. All right, so now it comes down to, does Hunter Reynolds, does Robert Duvendak have enough fuel to get through this green-white checkered attempt? Do they have enough fuel to maybe get through a second green-white checkered attempt? Both drivers trying to save fuel right now. Lights go out on the pace car. Field's starting to stack up. Looks like Aspen Belvin in the 84 may not be able to get back out there. Elliott still has not been able to pass Belvin just yet. With the 26 and 10, passed on pit road quite a while ago. Tank's starting to run dry. With this green-white checkered attempt, my timing and scoring will be messed up. Just a little bit. It will only score them as they cross the start-finish line, so things will be updated per lap, and the timing and scoring will no longer be live. We can deal with that for a few laps, I think. ATVO is a great product, free to us broadcasters. I greatly appreciate everyone that is involved in the ATVO project. Makes for some great controls for these broadcasts. Pace car is off, green flag is out, and here we go at our first attempt at a green-white checkered. Hunter Reynolds in the 26 with the good jump on the outside lane. He has his teammate Josh Milam right there with him. Both those drivers are going to drop down to the inside as they clear the 10 of Duvendak. One in the wall, that was Walker. We got one around. Will Weber spinning. And the caution flag is going to come out for Will Weber as the 26 and the 7 had cleared Duvendak. And now we're going to have another attempt at a green-white checkered. This could be the disaster outcome that Hunter Reynolds, Josh Milam, Duvendak, and Cody Ober did not want to see, along with the 4 Rick Sebrands. Will they hit pit road to top off their tanks? Hunter Reynolds shutting his engine off, coasting, trying to catch up to the pace car. Several drivers here now running on fumes. Will they make the break for pit road here and top off their tanks? Could this be the break that is needed for someone like Mark Mann, as Duvendak is faking pit road? So the decision to stay out and try to make something happen with fuel that they have. Let's see if we can't get a word in with our race leader. That is the 26 of Hunter Reynolds. Hunter, you got your ears on, bud?
Yes, sir. How you doing?
I'm doing just fine. How's the 26 machine tonight?
Been pretty clean so far. I mean, I said knock on wood. Hold on. But you know, we got a wreck earlier, but after that we kind of recovered, kept it up front, kept it clean, and here we are.
Now the 26 looks like it's getting close on fuel. Do you have enough to make it through this green-white checkered attempt?
Oh yeah, we're definitely good on fuel here for the green white checkered. We've been saving enough here.
All right, well, you got your teammate Josh Milam in the 7 behind you. Are you guys going to try and work together on this restart and be the leaders coming to the checkered flag and battle it out amongst yourselves?
Yeah, you know, that's the plan. We'll be starting beside each other, so hopefully we can make something happen here. We'll see. It gets kind of crazy here, so.
All right, Hunter. Well, before I send you back down, any shout outs or thank yous you'd like to give?
Yeah, I'd like to thank my teammates, Josh and Derek, all the admins at OP, Turn 3, you guys put on a great broadcast, and all the fans, family, and friends back home watching.
All right, that is Hunter Reynolds, pilot of the 26 machine out of the Fuel Sim Racing stable. Says he has enough fuel in the tank for this one. Lights are still on the pace car. Now let's get a quick word in with the driver of the 8 machine. That is Cody Ober. Cody, you got your ears on, bud?
Yes, sir. How's it going?
It's going great tonight. I'll tell you what, that 8 machine sitting in a 4th place for the moment. What are your shots at winning this race?
Well, not sure. Make a couple moves, see what we can do. We're in a good position to have a shot at it, but obviously don't want to do anything stupid since I'm not contending for the chase. I don't want to mess up anybody's chase, so we'll just see what if the opportunity presents itself, and if not, we'll push somebody. If it does present itself, then I guess I'll go for my win.
Well, the 8 machine has had a interesting race so far tonight. What's your night been like from your point of view?
It's been pretty up and down. I've been trying to take it easy and just kind of ride along and not push the envelope too much. But no, I mean, overall, it's been a pretty good race. I used my fast repair by accident halfway through the race, so that was pretty dumb. But no, I mean, we're sitting in a good spot, so I can't complain too much.
All right, Cody. Well, man, the race final attempt at a green-white checkered, or can we expect another one?
No, this is the final attempt. We only do 2 in the series, so if the yellow comes out, whoever is leading at that point wins it.
All right, man. Well, the lights have gone out on the pace car. Before we let you get back to racing, any shout-outs or thank yous you'd like to give?
Yeah, thank you all for broadcasting our races. I think we've put on a pretty good show, and y'all always do a heck of a job. So yeah, thank y'all.
You don't want to throw any of your teammates under the bus?
Well,
Leaving you high and dry?
None of my teammates showed up. So Alex thought sleep was more important, and that's just absurd. So yeah, no, I've just been left all by my lonesome. So
well,
maybe I'll have to put them in a wall next time they race.
I wouldn't blame you for that, but I know something about being abandoned. It's fine.
Yeah, and I mean, if the opportunity presents itself, I'll do it again.
That is Cody Ober, driver of the 8 machine, the only driver representing the DEI wannabes here. A little inside joke. Give him a hard time. We were racing each other one night, and he left me high and dry to go for the race win. I don't blame him, but I still like to hold it against him. The lights have gone out on the pace car. Field is set. Gonna go green flag racing for our final attempt here. Green flag is out, and here we go. Should we get another caution? That will do it, as Aspen Belvin does make it back out on the track. He is 5 laps down, though. Down into turn 1. Josh Milam has the lead in the 7 machine. Duvendak right behind him on his back bumper. Hunter Reynolds leading the charge in the outside lane with Cody Ober in the 8, pushing him down the backstretch. Who's it gonna be? Mark Mann in the 04. Quickly running out of time to make something happen. Same with Ken McCullough in the 89. McCullough battling all night to get back on the lead lap. On the lead lap, but finding himself at the tail end of this lead pack of drivers. Now Hunter Reynolds in the 26, gonna cross the line, the race leader, the 02 Overstreet way up high, up into the wall, 3 wide, Ken McCullough making a pass here. McCullough on the back bumper of Levy. White flag in the air, Josh Milam in the 7, has the lead, Duvendak moving up to the high line. Can Duvendak play spoiler and win 2 races in a row as a non-chase driver? Duvendak down to the inside. Milam now on the inside. Oh, is the 89 of McCullough. Big moment there. Cody Ober in the 8. He's going to make a break through the middle. Duvendak making his car very wide. And Robert Duvendak going to cross the start-finish line as your race winner. Making it 2 in a row for him as Cody Levitt goes for a spin. But Robert Duvendak picking up the race win. Cody Ober finishing 2nd. Josh Milam will be scored 3rd, our first chase driver. And what a race this is going to be. One to talk about for a while. As Robert Duvendak comes across the start-finish line as your race winner. James Mayer in the 95, his teammate, giving him a congratulations. Celebration in order for that win. So we're going to watch him celebrate and we're going to set up our post-race show. No one go anywhere. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as Robert Duvendak was worried about having enough fuel in the tank to survive green-white checkered attempts. Well, he's proven he's got enough as he continues to burn it down on the front stretch. The engine looking like maybe it let go there. That 10 machine, though, your race winner here tonight. 2 in a row, Duvendak. You pick up your 2nd one, and you play spoiler to a lot of chase drivers here tonight.
I tell you what, it feels good to get one without any drama or controversy there at the end with a aggressive move. But I wanted to come out here play spoiler. I took 2 of the 3 in the first round. See if we can keep this hot streak going in a round 2 here, and see if we can get 3 in a row next week.
Now, not being in the chase and picking up these 2 wins, is this a statement for the other drivers saying, hey, you better watch out for me next season?
Absolutely, it is. I knew what I was capable of this year. It just seemed like I caught bad break after bad break this entire season. And then there at the last few races before the season ended, I was kind of changed up how I was driving, stopped being so conservative and hanging out at the back, and decided to go out and go racing. And that's kind of the mentality I've carried here through the playoffs, and it's paying off now.
That 10 machine has led 14 laps here tonight, and it came down to what seemed to be a pretty bold move through the field, or I shouldn't say through the field, but to take the lead. Walk us through that pass for the lead.
Yeah, I knew with Josh Milam and Hunter being teammates that they were going to work together there to try to keep the high line and the low line. So I knew my only option was to shove the heck out of whoever's in front of me to get them clear that high line. And once I did, I knew I had to make that move to the outside. However, I didn't think once I got to the outside that I was going to have enough momentum to get by. And it looked like things just kind of broke up behind me coming out of 4. And I was able to just play the little blocking moves there to block all 3 lines that were coming.
That high line really didn't get used a whole lot here at Daytona, but it worked for you to take the lead and make that pass. So congratulations on that. But yeah, you made that car real wide coming to the start finish line. As you mentioned, you had a little bit of a controversy last week racing with Doug Rice to the start finish line. Were you worried that trying to make that car wide, someone would try and turn you once again?
Absolutely, especially after the way those last 2 races went before the playoffs started. Coming off 4, both of those, I thought I had this in the bag. It was my win, and ended up finishing 15th or further back from both of those. So I mean, I'm trying to be conservative around the chase guys. I know they're racing for a lot more than I am, but I'm also, like you said, trying to make a statement for next season. I want to go out there and get the wins as well. I want to represent everyone at Alliance Motorsports and show that we're capable of competing on a weekly basis. And when I knew I was going to have to make some kind of aggressive move if I wanted to try to get the win, and luckily I was able to do it and not cause trouble for anyone around me that time.
All right, man. Well, congratulations on your second win of the season. Job well done out here tonight. Any other shout outs or thank yous that you'd like to give?
Absolutely. I want to thank your beautiful face again. I know I've already done it once tonight, but we can't thank you enough for showing up on a weekly basis and broadcasting this for us, giving us that exposure. I want to thank all the fans who tune in each and every week to watch us. My wife for giving me the time every week, and all the guys at Alliance Motorsports. None of this would be possible without the teamwork that all 5 of us give to each other.
All right, man. Well, congratulations on that win. Nice job out there tonight.
Thanks a lot, and you have a great night.
Robert Duvendak picking up his second win of the season. Now it's time to talk to our second place finisher. That is Cody Over. Cody, you wanted the win, but you end up in second place, and you did so with a bold move right through the middle, coming down the front stretch. Tell us about the finish.
Well, I was content with pushing Hunter, but he drifted up the track, and I saw the hole, and I didn't want to go up and get into him and turn him, so I just shot for the gap. Duvey started to he kind of threw a little bit of a block, but then he went back down the track, and I thought I was going to be able to squeak one out, but I just came up a little short. So I'll take a second.
We had a good run off of turn number 4 down onto the front stretch, took full advantage of it with all that momentum. Maybe about another 10, 15 feet, you might have had something.
Yeah, I definitely had a good run. If it was Talladega, I probably would have had it. But I mean, heck, I'm content with a good hard race towards the end.
Well, man, as you mentioned earlier, you were the only one out there, no teammates to help support you, but you come home second place here tonight. Final race in the first round of playoffs. And as a league owner, league admin, what can you tell us about this race, and what do you guys expect from the ownership committee?
I know people were running hard to try to get into the next round since this was the final race of the first round. Next round we'll have Talladega and then the Daytona or Daytona 07. It's one of the two. But No, it starts out with '07 and then Talladega and ends at Daytona for the final cut. Um, but yeah, we expect good, hard, clean racing for the next stages in the championship. Hopefully, we put on a good show for y'all.
It was a great show. I was thoroughly entertained. And thank you very much, Cody, for taking the time to talk to us here tonight, man. And congratulations on your second place finish.
Thank you very much.
That was Cody Ober, driver of the 8 machine. Now it's time to go and talk to our third place finisher. That is the 7 of Josh Milam. Josh, tell us about your race. You picked up stage win number 1. Then you win, or I should say you finish in third here overall tonight. The first chase driver across the start finish line.
I definitely had an outstanding race tonight. Won the first stage. Believe I got stage points on the second stage. Another third place finish for me. I've had consecutive third place finishes this season, but no wins. That's all right. Good clean finish at the end. Very hard racing.
Well, the 7, as you came in with a good points buffer on the field, finishing third here. You're going to make it into the next round by points. How do you feel your chances are in the second round?
Well, this is my first season in the 3 seasons making it past the first round. I have been in the chase all 3 seasons. Feels good to make it past. It's going to be a tough crowd. We're narrowing it down to 8, so it's going to be quite competitive to get to that 4-man contention there for the championship. I'm not sure who it's going to be, but it's going to be great.
Well, Josh, congratulations on a race here tonight that saw you win a stage, finish in third, and you overcome a little bit out there. It didn't seem like at times you were always up front, but you found a way to continue on and picked the right time to come down pit road, and great strategy calls for you all night long.
Oh, definitely. It's what this has come to really is strategy and just picking and choosing your spot at the right time, making sure you're staying clean. You don't always have to race hard to get good finishes. You can time it right and know when to get up front and know when to start making your way up there. I'm proof that you can have good finishes each stage for the chance to win each night, and I know I'm always there for contention to win no matter what, so you can always look for me there.
All right, Josh. Well, congratulations on third place here tonight. Any shout outs or thank yous you'd like to give?
Shout out to you, KR. Shout out to GOP for putting this on. Shout out for all the racers again who showed up tonight, especially when this chase kind of dies down a little and they don't have as many people competing for it. I'm glad everyone's still coming out. Shout out to the FSR team. They did a heck of a job tonight. Shout out to those guys pushing me there on the end and giving us a good race for a finish.
That is Josh Milam, driver of the 7 machine, bringing it home third place here tonight. So what a race it was. The final round of first eliminations. Final race in the first round of eliminations. Wow, words are hard. And it was not a disappointment at all. We saw these drivers racing clean and hard. We had 2 attempts at a green-white checkered as everyone knew what was on the line. Trying to push and shove and make something happen. Can't fault those guys for that. So anyways, now it's time to go through our final results of the night. Robert Duvendak picking up his second win of the season. Cody Ober coming home second. Josh Milam, Cody Levitt finishing third and fourth, with Rick Seabrands rounding out your top 5. Les Levy finishing 6th. 7th going to Hunter Reynolds. James Mayer finishing in 8th place. Mark Mann in 9th. 10th, David Overstreet. Derek Conley 11th. 12th will be Will Weber. Ken McCullough 13th. 14th, Tristan Walker. Anthony English finishing 15th. Travis Elliott 16th. 17th will be Aspen Belvin. David Booth finishing in 18th, and Doug Rice starting park here tonight, finishing in 19th place. David McCullough did not start. I believe he was helping spot for his teammate Ken McCullough Jr. Guys, that is going to wrap it up for us here at Turn 3 Racing Network. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope everyone enjoyed the show. I'll tell you what, as we like to do here, video put together by the driver of the 28 machine, Derek Conley, will sign us off. And until next week, y'all stay safe and we'll see you then.
Warning, the following stunts are performed by idiots or under the supervision of stupider idiots. If you attempt to reenact any of these idiotic stunts you will see, you will be left with idiotic scars. Enjoy.
Hi, I'm Alex Green. Welcome to OP Racing.